So, good evening, everyone. We will start with a basic topic, corneal opacities, in which we will see the grades of corneal opacities. So, mnemonic for it is National Medical Library Addiction. National Medical Library as addiction. So, national stands for nebula, medical stands for maculae, library stands for leucoma, addiction stands for adherent. Four types of corneal opacities we will see in this lecture. So, first we will draw the simple structure of cornea. That is, it has 5 layers. So we have drawn epithelium, Bauman's membrane, this is stroma, this is Descemet's membrane, and endothelium. Now, when the opacity is only confined to the Bauman's membrane, we call it as nebula. So nebula is when only Bauman's membrane is involved, and it is important to know it is a very faint type of opacity. Second opacity is the medical one, that is maculae. Maculae is when the opacity contains Bauman's membrane plus stroma wala part. When it contains Bauman's membrane plus stroma, and this stroma is less than half involved. When stroma is less than half involved, we call it as maculae. When the Bauman's membrane plus whole stroma is involved, we call it as leucoma. And when the whole cornea is involved, we call it as adherent. Now, why we call it as adherent, we will come to this in a moment, but we will start with how this is seeing. When we are seeing eye, how it is seen. So when we see eye from front, what we can see. Now in nebula, what we can see is iris structures are clearly visible. Structures yani details. As we know, when we see eye anteriorly, we can see the iris wala part, right? So the iris wala part ke jo details rehte hain, like this, these are the details which are present, which can be clearly be visible in this condition. That is why nebula is important. Next, medical wala part, national medical is macula has iris details are not clearly visible. So when we will see the eye from anterior side, we will not see the details of it, like these details will not be seen. When we see leucoma iris is not visible only. Here iris is visible but no details. You got it? Now, when we call adherent is sticky. Here in this condition, iris is stuck to the back of leucoma. So there is displacement of iris due to aqueous humor movement. Here we have to write humor. Okay? Now what is this? It's important. Now see, when the whole iris is cornea is involved, then of course aqueous humor which is present inside. So aqueous humor will be present here, right? So this aqueous humor will go out, and because of this, as we know, cornea के नीचे पीछे क्या होता है? Cornea, behind cornea is iris. So iris will get pulled in. And because of this pulling effect, iris will get stuck here like this. This type of opacity, and then there will be scarring of this. This will undergo scarring. This will be adherent only, and this type of it is known as adherent type or sticky type, which we call it. Now there is a question. We have seen the 4 opacities in very short period of time. Now tell me, which will have most visual hampering or visual handicapping, which we basically see? Of course, nebula. Correct? Yeah, nebula. The reason being, most visually handicapping is nebula. The reason being, nebula is faint, we have seen. Because of it being fed, it scatters the light more. Because of more scattering of light, clear image is not formed only, no clear image. So hazy image, handicapping, more hampering. When we see this macula will form as an oblique part, na? This everything will be oblique. So because of being oblique, the light will not only pass through it, so no visual hampering. Here also no visual hampering, no visual hampering, but here visual hampering is seen. So it is very important to know most visual hampering or handicapping is seen in nebula. Thank you.